Apostle Mary Richardson, the trailblazer, the apostolic woman. Nice to get to interview you today.
Shanice, I am so excited for this interview on today. And yeah, I am the trailblazer, I am the apostolic woman. And so I am all of that. And I'm very, very excited for this moment.
And you're also an inner healing and deliverance specialist. So inner healing and deliverance is your baby. Inner healing and deliverance is like the headquarters of your ministry. Tell us, what is inner healing and deliverance and how did it get started?
Inner healing and deliverance is a process, and it is a unique experience where the Holy Spirit allows me to take individuals back into the subconscious mind or back into their past, and they begin to deal with trauma, bad experiences, things that has caused them to be trapped in life, that hinders them from moving forward. And so the Holy Spirit, through wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, God allows me to go back and deal with those areas to help bring a person to the place where they need to be. Forgiveness, they have to go back and forgive. They have to go back and sometimes just even forgive themselves. And Apostle Paul said, judge nothing before the time, but when the Spirit of God comes, He will shine the light on those hurt places, those broken places, and allow a person to be set free that they have been held captive to, so they can go on and build and become what God has called them to be. Inner healing and deliverance, it started with me first. The Bible says the husband that labor must be the first partakers of the fruit. So the Lord began to deal with me first in inner healing and deliverance. I myself had to go back and deal with the hurt, deal with the pain, deal with the brokenness, the contrite spirits. And so once I experience it, now I can bring it to others.
And why do you think some people don't want to deal with the trauma and doesn't want to deal with the pain?
Pain, hey, who wants to deal with pain? Who wants to deal with pain? Pain is very, very uncomfortable. Pain is very, very uncomfortable. It is, some of the things that we've dealt with, we've preferred to keep it suppressed. We prefer to keep it buried. And like I say, pain is very, very difficult. It's very uncomfortable. And so nobody wants to confront those issues. Nobody wants to remember the trauma. Nobody wants to relive those moments. But in order for you to move forward, we have to move forward. And so it's a very painful experience, but it's a wonderful experience on the other side.
Yeah, I've heard people say, whatever go on behind closed doors, stay behind closed doors. Whatever goes on in this house, stays in this house. And people don't understand that hurts people. The people that deal with it, it's hurting them.
Well, Proverbs 28:13 say, he that conceals his sins shall not prosper. Well, he that covers and conceals his sins shall not prosper. But he that confess and forsake them, God shall have mercy. So, of course, nobody wants to deal with it. Nobody wants to go back and, we just rather just, leave certain things alone. And that's how the generation that you're coming up in, or even I came up in, there were some things that our parents, they put it up under the rug. They say this is a family secret. Uncle Bow-legged molest many of the family members, and nobody dealt with Uncle Bow-leg. And because nobody dealt with Uncle Bow-leg, now we got a messed up generation. We got a messed up household because nobody dealt with Uncle Bow-leg. But it's time now to deal with Uncle Bow-leg, because if we don't uncover Uncle Bow-leg's sins and deal with them, it's just going to go. It's going to be the family secret, but it's also going to be the family nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare, and it's just going to continue to go down through the bloodline. Because one thing about generational curses, Satan know more about your generation sometimes than we do.
What is the difference between inner healing and then what's the difference between deliverance?
Inner healing and deliverance, it kind of coincides together. But deliverance is, you cast out spirits. You cast out evil spirits, personalities, certain behaviors. And deliverance can come instantly. Inner healing is a process. Inner healing is like maintenance. Inner healing is like a person can have surgery and you need to go back for the aftercare. And so for the afterbirth, inner healing is that type of ministry where it maintains the soul. It maintains the soul. And as I said earlier, Paul said, judge nothing before the time. But as the Spirit of God comes and He deal with it, it's like a layer of onions. It's one layer at a time. Because sometimes the trauma or the experiences that people have had, sometimes it's very, very traumatic. It's very painful. You can tear that person or you can do a lot of damage. But God only reveals what he wants to heal. And then to maintain that soul, Paul said we die daily. We die daily. So it's a managing of the soul that when God began to reveal certain things to us, we go in, we allow those places to heal. We manage those places. And when the enemy tries to reoccur, because we come familiar with those places that hurt and that pain, and we become educated in those areas, it keeps the enemy out.
And you also have a book, Inner Healing, Inner Deliverance, Set Free If You Want to Be. Like, how did that book become about?
That book was birthed out of my pain. And so I'm reminded when David killed Goliath, and he brought the head of the same thing, the same sword that Goliath wanted to kill David with. David took that sword and cut the head of Goliath off. Inner healing